How, when, and where will you invest time in you? Habits drive the wind of change.
Welcome to the Leadership and Love podcast. We will cover leadership, mindset, personal development, and sales and marketing. You will experience thought-provoking conversations with both nationally and internationally recognized leaders. Our goal is to inspire you and deliver actionable items that you can implement that are going to help you accelerate your growth. Get ready to discover the magic and the power when you lead with love.
I'm very excited about this because as we approach the end of the year, I think it's very, very important that we look at what our intentions are, what our goals are, who we want to be going into a new year. For me, I like to start long before January 1st. I like to head into that new year with a head of steam. So a couple things I'd like you to think about. So this is going to really be about self-love, self-care, and self-investment in you. A while back, I put a post out on Facebook and I asked people how much money they had budgeted or were budgeting for themselves for learning, growth, healing, development for the coming year. I actually had people make a comment and ask if I was kidding around and made fun of it. So I'd like to talk about that today and let you know that I am not making fun of this, and I think it's very, very important. I think it's the most important thing we can do. And so what I'd like you to think about for the upcoming year, how, when, and where will you invest time in you? Now, I want to talk about the time that you can invest in you for self-care, self-love. Are you going to take time once a week to go for a walk? Are you going to take time once a day to appreciate the people that love you? Are you going to take time once a day for you to journal, or for you to write, or for you to be in silence? There's lots of things you can do for self-love. I can tell you that if any of my Marine Corps buddies listen to this episode, I'm going to take a world of grief, because one of the things that I do for self-love is I love to take a bubble bath, and I put some oils in it and some scented stuff, and I have scented bubble bath, and then I turn on Lionel Richie love songs. And I just, it's one of the ways I treat myself. I love myself. And so and there's lots of ways. If you are struggling with ways to love yourself, there's a thing called the mirror exercise that I'd be happy to give to you for free. Just reach out to me, and you can reach me at louie@thegiftedleader.com. But I'd be happy to give you the mirror exercise. I'd be happy to share some affirmations that I say to myself and share with people on a regular basis that are very powerful to use with that mirror exercise. But I want you to think about sincerely, what can you do on a daily basis to love yourself? And it doesn't have to be the same thing. It doesn't have to be hours of time. It could be 5-10 minutes. You know, a 10-minute meditation in the morning is huge. Sometimes that's all I have time for. Normally I'll make 30 to 40 minutes for meditation in the morning. But what can you do to be loving yourself? One of those things is, could you drink more water? Could you eat healthier? Lots of things that you can do. What can you do to love yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally? All those are parts of what make you up on who you're busy being in this moment. So the first thing is, think about how can you invest time in you, with you, for you. The next thing I want to talk about is money, or how much money are you planning to spend? How many people actually think about, how much am I going to budget in this upcoming year for me? How much am I going to budget for personal development? How much am I going to spend to go on seminars, workshops, retreats? Am I going to hire a coach? The coaches that I've hired over my life have changed the game, have changed the trajectory of my life. The seminars, the webinars, the workshops, the online classes, all those things have made an impact. And some of this you can do for free. You can get there's an app out there called Hoopla. You can get a library card from your local library, and then you can download all the books that they have and listen to them for free on Hoopla. And so it doesn't cost you anything. One of the things I do on a regular basis daily is I read. I'm constantly reading things that I'm interested in, and reading things that are going to help me be a better person. So one of the things that's very, very powerful is the ability to spend money investing in you. And one of the things I'll share with you is, for me, whether it's a book, a seminar, a workshop, hiring a coach, whatever it may be, one of the things that's going to happen, I like to use the analogy of sticking your hand into a jar of honey. If you had a jar of honey and the opening was big enough and you could stick your hand in it, you can't get your hand in and out of that jar of honey, even if there's barely any honey left in the jar. You can't get your hand in and out of that jar of honey without something sticking to you. So when you read a book, when you go to a seminar, when you go to a class, take an online webinar, a workshop, whatever it may be, something's going to stick. And here's something that I like to share with you. What's the one thing that you can take away from that that's going to have the biggest impact the fastest? So when you go to a class, when you read a book, when you hire a coach, ask yourself, what's the one thing? What's the one thing that I've learned from them that is something so valuable, something so game-changing that I want to keep it in my life for the rest of my life? And so if you start doing those things, and even if you add one of those a month, I'd like you to think about this. If you just add one of those a month, at the end of the year, you're going to have added 12 new habits. I actually wrote a quote. I've got a quote card that I hand out to people. I actually wrote a quote that habits drive the wind of change. I want to repeat that. Habits drive the wind of change. And so at this point in time, I'd like you to sit down. Again, I always want you to leave these podcasts with at least one action step. Today's action step is, I'd like you to think about, in the coming year, how are you going to invest time every day loving you? And how much money are you going to spend over the course of the next year growing you? Because that's what you're doing. When you go to a workshop, a seminar, hire a coach, do any of those things, you're busy growing you. You are the most important investment you'll ever make. I heard that from Jim Rohn. Heard that years ago, and I've spent tens of thousands of dollars, some of it in a year, on myself, because I want to be a better me. I want to be the best me every day. So I love all of you. I hope you too want to be your best you. And the way you be the best you is you love you. You put this on your calendar. You make it happen. You budget some money. Go to the event. Hire the coach. Have a happy New Year and a safe holiday and Merry Christmas.
Thanks again for joining us and listening to this episode of Leadership and Love. I would like to challenge you to ask yourself, what's one thing that you heard today that you can implement immediately to improve your leadership and accelerate your growth? If you've gotten value out of this episode or learned something that you can implement today, we'd ask that you please share it with those that you care about. Our goal is to create more leaders who are leading with love.